Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jake here for another reaction, and today I'm reacting to The Last of Us Episode 2. I'm just noticing there's a big old light coming through my blinds. The sun's rising. I'm up early-ish again to watch this. So Episode 1, one outstanding first episode to a series. I think that it was the perfect balance for obviously bringing in new people who've come in going like, this show's amazing, like the quality, the story, the everything like that, like they're bringing this, but then also it's keeping those who played the game in as well. It's keeping us in by not only being true to the story, but also then having adding their own little bits here and there to expand the world that we think we know. So I think that's great. I think that the casting's been fantastic. I think the set looks amazing. It looks so good. Where we left it obviously is that Joel's. We know Ellie's infected now. Joel's just killed his like sort of buddy mate guy. Buddy mate, more along the lines of the guy that he just did deals with, I guess. But I'm fairly certain he killed him. He's more than likely dead. But he had his little flashbacks of what happened to Sarah, and that was it. And and now they know that Ellie's infected. Now they're on their way. They're out in the wilderness now, and we're going to encounter. Well, at this point in the next part of this game, it's where we interact with with certain things. So I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to this. As for last week's episode, the recording itself, I do want to, if you did watch it and you're here watching this, thank you for coming back. But also I want to apologise for what happened. I have no idea what happened. I always have I have my audio device here, and then I have my camera, which also has an audio device. That there is always muted. It has never been unmuted. And then somehow during the recording, it unmuted, and then it was unmuting and muting and unmuting. It was just had a mind of its own. So I am now staring at my screen right now, and I can confirm that it is muted. So it's muted, so there's no way it's gonna do double sound and ruin it. I know, to be honest, I think it ruined the recording. Even the bits where it always happened at really good bits as well. Like I'm there, sort of there weeping like a bitch at Sarah dying, and you just hear me double weeping. You know, Anyway, so I just wanted to say that. So if you're back here even after that, thank you, I guess. But other than that, I think I am just going to jump into this. I learned from my mistake last week. I got my coffee already at the ready. I'm wearing my Captain Raymond halter top. I'm ready. So I'm going to jump into this, guys. So I hope I like this episode, and I hope you like this reaction. And if you do, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. That'll be superb. But other than that, guys, I'll see you on the other side. Oh, we're starting off with 2003. Oh, they said it started, in the first episode, Jakarta was on the radio, wasn't it? You're allowed to shit yourself.
Tadi juga sudah mau selesai.
It seemed like there was enough left on there.
Cordyceps tidak bisa bertahan.
They can now. I can tell you this much: I didn't expect to see titties in this, or any nudity. But if we're seeing titties, we got to see a penis at some point, I guess. It's only fair. I know. Listen. I could be pausing this for no reason, but she's meant to cut something open that has an infection. You're in a military building to do with medical stuff. She is a highly valuable asset. I don't see anyone in the room with a gun pointing at this creature or infection or whatever, you know? Unless it's not the infection yet. Unless it isn't what we know it as yet, to be fair. Alright, your finger's getting bitten to fuck, mate. They're gone. They're going. Okay. Okay, maybe Maybe I was wrong about the biting thing, or okay. I'm a doofus. Oh shit! Oh, whoa! Whoa! That's normal procedure?
Siapa yang mana?
14 orang hilang.
14! Oh shit! That's too many workers missing.
Tolong dengarkan saya.
There is no vaccine. Say it.
Tidak ada obat. Dan tidak bom.
Holy shit!
Mulailah pengoboman.
Just blow up where they think the infected might be.
Bom seluruh kota di dalamnya.
Fuck you! Bitch, you're in this city. You're gonna have to get blown up with it.
Ingin bersama
Oh, okay, she wants to be with her family.
dengan suami dan
What an opening. Like, I thought they were just gonna do the whole thing with John Hannah last week with the talk of the infection, and that was it. But we're now getting more pre the infection, or just at the start of the infection now, where it's now they're gonna have to deal with the shit. It makes so much sense that it was like you can't find these people. It's a needle in a haystack situation, so you need to blow up the haystack. So I think that again, didn't expect to say that, and then I thought she might have been like, I need to go, bro, but she was just like, I need to be in my family because I know I gotta go as well because I could have it. That's tragic, man. And I thought honestly she was gonna get fingers bitten off, but that's just me just anticipating not only horror, like jumpy shit from Last of Us, but also HBO being bastards and HBO just going, we love me some titties. Let's get some on there. Shit. Oh, I love it. I actually love it. You think she's out in the wilderness and she's just in a fucking barn. That's how overgrown it is. I love it. Love it.
But you know, I think what really impressed him was the fact that I didn't turn into a fucking Now can I please?
The comics is a comic. Oh no, it's a magazine. I thought we were getting her obsession with comics.
Just you. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Still close to the wall. We sneak her back in.
We're just staring at
Whatever happened to me is
It's
the key to
finding.
For fuck's sake, Ellie. Don't forget the sandwich. Don't forget the fucking sandwich, mate.
Can I have a gun?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, Jesus, fine. I can throw a fucking sandwich at them.
Wee, baby. This place got torched.
Is this where they bombed?
Yeah, they hit most of the big cities like this. They had to slow the spread somehow.
Jesus. Woo.
Here, but it didn't in most-
Did just happen in Indonesia.
It's the long way or the we're fucking dead way.
Long way. Just based on that limited information.
Check it.
So it was just you in there alone?
Yeah.
Ah, you big old liar.
How old are you? You got some balls on you, sister.
Thanks.
Talking about my best friends. Joel's, he'll get there eventually.
So there aren't super infected that explode fungus spores on you?
I hope not.
The ones with split open heads.
Oh. Oh shit, that tingled my spine.
What was that?
Woo! Hey, calm! Calm!
Him with those ducks.
Oh, that's cool. That is sensational.
I don't even know what this is.
Have you heard of books?
Little sass pot, isn't she?
Wait, are we going in? Come on.
You're a weird kid.
You're a weird kid. Oh, fuck.
Come on, Joel.
Detroit. It's in Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Oh, your sass pot. I love it.
You two, like,
Pass.
how'd you end up in Boston?
Pass. But there's others. Been walking around about 20 years.
This is something that I only thought about recently when I was replaying the game. Was like, do they have a lifespan? Like, because I was saying this to my partner. I think I was saying that because it's not like when zombies, when the dead rise, they when the dead rise, they're dead, and then it's like, but how are they still alive if they're dead? That's it. This one's an infection, so it's still the body's still living. So it's like I even said it. I was like, so do when they eat, is that their sustenance? Like, is that actually what keeps them going? Is that, do they age as well? So like, even though they might be really infected, like if they've been alive for 20 years, they're still aging. Like, let's say you're in your mid 40s, and then 20 years later, you're like, if your body's still alive, does that mean that it's grown to a 60-year-old person? It's, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hello. Oh, that's creepy as fuck.
And you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else.
It's
They know where you are. Now they come.
It's obviously that's not like that in the game, because I'm walking all over shit and they're not moving at all. I'm literally that's fine, it's fine. This is cool though. I do enjoy the fact that like they are like a hive mind, which is what we got in the opening in the first episode. But it sort of is kind of people going to be like, I'm going to imagine there'll be a few comments like being like the Upside Down in Stranger Things might be like, oh, it's a rip-off. I don't know, like as if they created the hive mind. But yeah, but that's I'm quite happy with that, I think. Until then they step on something and then they swarm and then I hate it and I shit myself. Oh, that looks sensational. That looks like artwork. I like that.
Well, then I guess I have a spare hand.
Congratulations.
Oh, this looks so good.
I don't hear it. Who would you hear?
Yeah, baby. Oh boy. I'm ready to shit myself. Oh my god, stop creaking. Oh, it's just like the game. Oh my god, that looked fucked up. That was great. But a door opening made that collapse. That's... yeah. Firstly, it made me jump a lot more than I was expecting. Secondly, I'm getting emotional again, just because, you know, it's here. And thirdly, I'm shitting myself. Okay, maybe I wasn't ready. I don't think I can do this. I honestly don't think I can. Oh my god, they're surrounded now. Just the sound alone is, it's yeah. Should I put the other one in so I get the more immersive one sound? Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's too immersive. Going back to my single one. Oh, that's so creepy. Oh my god. Oh my god, this... Oh my god. I didn't breathe. I didn't breathe for 2 minutes. Don't you dare drop a fucking... Oh, I actually almost threw up a little bit there. Yeah. Double tap. Yeah. My neck is tense, and I've had a sore neck recently, and now it's aching. That was just too intense. That was too intense. That was so intense. Oh. Christ. They're just as difficult in the game to kill as well. Oh, my neck.
I didn't shit my pants.
Fuck's sake.
That was scary. This is wood.
That's a great shot.
Just wait there.
Man, you can't deny that view.
There's the Oh, yeah. That's a line. Oh, there it is.
Oops. Never ask you for anything.
Oh,
The way I felt,
Tess.
not to let you shut the fuck up.
Wait,
I
what?
don't have time. It's the way I felt, not to let you shut the fuck up because I don't have time.
Feel the way I felt. Oh. Oh my god, look at that. That's sensational. Yep, here they come. Here they fucking come. Oh, she's gonna blow them to smithereens.
What are you doing?
Making sure you can say.
Come on, Joel. My heart's breaking for a man. I mean, worst comes to worst, she could just pull the grenade. Like, pull the pins on one of the grenades. Imagine it doesn't even work. Oh. Oh my god, this is horrible. Oh. She did it. Tess. She went out like a badass. More than she was in the game. But she went out bigger and better than she did in the game. Oh. Yeah. Yep, kiddo. Sad times. Fucking building. Oh. And that, guys, was my reaction to episode 2 of The Last of Us. I want to say different vibe from the first episode, but it really kind of wasn't. It kept to the same vibe of the game, but I'd say there was less backstory in a weird sense because we're still in the open setting. But there was, yeah, we didn't obviously get the, yeah. This one was obviously it was on for less time, but it was more right. We learned about the past in the other one, and then the present day is in like the 20 years later, and then the storyline. Whereas this one now, it's now showing you more to the world and giving you a better understanding of what's like of what the world is like now outside of the quarantine zone. And I thought, first of all, I just want to say it was a great episode. It was tense as fuck when it needed to be, but it had some great moments for character development, and I thoroughly appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go through my apologies. I'm gonna just go through my my notes here, which isn't too many, which is great because I think that it was the perfect amount of time for showing this part of the game. But it's also because I spent, obviously at this point in the game, I played hours of this point from going through that's because it's playing, it's not watching. So But now I'm now starting to think like, Christ, are they literally going to wrap up season 1? As in, they're going to wrap it up with the whole of the whole first game, you know? Is that it? And then the second season's the second game? Because then it's like, you know, I'm a little bit skeptical. Like, I unless they fill stuff in between. Like, I thought they might have spread the first game across 2 seasons and then second game across 2 seasons as well. That's what I thought they were going to do. And then that's obviously 4 years, but that's not taken into account the time in between. So that would be about maybe 7 years of like filming, which means that if they were to bring out a third game, then we'd have the third game to then adapt. But either way, sorry, I'm very ill at the moment. Either way, yeah, I thought I'm just getting a little bit worried that we're just gonna rush through the first game and then we only get this. Yeah, you know. Anyway, so going off my notes though, again, I'm thoroughly enjoying the openings now. This is the only second episode in, and I know it's only the second episode in, but we're getting the first opening with, like I said, what they were talking about, the type of infection it could lead to, and it was great. It was so abstract where it was taken out of. It was nothing as in like this happened weeks prior to it happening. It was literally taken at 30, like, wasn't it 30 years prior? 30, maybe longer, maybe longer. I think it might have been 50 years. I don't know. Either way, my point is that they took that, and then this one, it was showing where it kicked off. Now, I'm fairly certain they didn't show that in the game, especially the stuff that you tend to read. You just read about the crops and the farm and stuff like that. That's where you read about it, like read about it in the newspapers and on the radio in the first part of the game. And so we're getting more to do with how things kicked off when that did, which is great. I'm loving that. I think that's fantastic. Grabbing the expert, her having to inspect. Obviously, then I'm there thinking, oh shit, they gotta bite her fucking fingers off. Well, where's the guards? But you know, it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be in that sense. It was like they took their time telling that bit where and they showed you. Yeah, they showed you how these steps are being taken to where we are now, because you saw it straight away. Sorry, you went through your woman finding the stuff, great stuff. Her reaction was fantastic. She couldn't handle it. She then ran out. She was then getting told the story about it was in the factory, and you could just see a break in her because she knew what was happened or what's going to happen and what needs to be done. To her then saying, "You gotta bomb this place. You gotta bomb this place, and all of us in it. It needs to be done," and it was just a great opening. And if they keep on doing that going forward, I don't know how much they'll do of it. Like, I'd imagine maybe they might do it to the point where they'll definitely because ultimately think about it though, we saw the opening in the sense of Joel and Sarah and Tommy, so that's not fair off. So, and obviously there's been a big jump between the first episode's first scene and the second episode's first scene. So what I'm thinking is that maybe it doesn't have to just be pre the infection. Is that we then we might start getting the gaps in between, like the 20 years. We might start getting bits and pieces there. I think that'll be great to explore actually if they start doing that rather than just do before. If they do before, that's fine. I'm still happy. I've enjoyed the past too. But if they start showing the shit that went down between him and Tommy, and then like going to the QZ and all that sort of stuff, that'd be great. Like, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the opening, not being necessarily just to do with the story being told before us. You know, as in that the current story with Ellie and Joel. Listen, that shot with Ellie waking up on the grass to then, like, you thinking, wow, she's out in the wilderness and she's in the broken down building. Oh, so fucking well done. And then them watching her and being afraid, interrogating her as well. The whole thing is just, it gave more flesh to it than than the game, which is great. The game did it great, obviously, but this one is just, it had more of the, you know, let's interrogate when you go, you know. I don't know. I thought that was fun. That was so good. Obviously, her then eating her chicken sandwich, which made me very hungry, by the way, as well. But yeah, her eating a sandwich and them having that little bit of a jealous sort of look to it. I honestly thought Tess was gonna go over and eat some of her sandwich. But yeah, like that she's got a packed lunch as well. That's great. Good stuff. But yeah, I thought that was their whole. I got more of a it's got more of a relationship to Joel and Tess as well. These past 2 episodes, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Them walking through the city, obviously Ellie just be like, oh, what the fuck's this? That scream from the bloody clicker from afar. Oh, it could have been a runner, but it sounded like, I thought, okay, it probably was a runner. Okay, either way, that scream that scared the shit out of me. But yeah, but then they walk through the city, they have a little talk. Like Tess had that little moment, pretty much calling her Ellie a badass, and she's there like, oh, sister, yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, gave that just that little bit of an emotional bond, obviously, before we see that Tess goes. You see bits and pieces of Joel, like sort of actually conversing with Ellie and like sort of like here and there, and then realizing things. They go inside the building. The whole thing with the piano with the frog on it, that was cool. I did like that. Joel touching her arm and then like, oh, it's like that, as if that spread the infection. Yeah. But the whole thing as well, when you find out more stories about they bombed the cities to stop the spread as quickly as they can. So they probably bombed the cities. More than likely, there was probably live people in there as well. But they were like, we need to bomb. We need to get this. We need to stifle it. So that's great stuff. I don't remember that being dialogue in the game. But then again, sometimes you could have dialogue with people without realizing you could do. You'll be there scavenging around for like fucking cloth and scissors and tape to make shivs and stuff like that, and then someone's probably over there like waiting for you to speak to them as like part of the game, and I'm like, nope, trying to find shit. But yeah, I thought that was I thought that whole thing was more, yeah, you're giving more of a backstory to how they've reacted to the infection. I have enjoyed that. That little moment where Ellie's obviously talking to Joel whilst Tess has gone through the gap, and they're just sort of she just asked him questions about his life and stuff like that. She was like, nah, but then we get the start of the makings of a bond, you know? And you see it throughout it. He's sort of torn between being an arsehole about the whole thing, but then he's torn between that and then also being a dad, and it's something you can't shake off. I'm afraid he's sort of having his moments where he's like this is a kid. I have been a father before, and then it's sort of like a fuck off, like you're cargo sort of thing, and it's like, yeah, whatever, mate. Stop. You ain't fooling us. But yeah, those questions about like, does it hurt, like knowing that they used to be like people, a human, alive, and then the slight little question about the guy he murdered, and then it was like, oh no, I'm Tess, I'm here to ruin this moment. That moment as well. Then when she brings her out and she's shown her, like, as in like, I need you to understand, you aren't infected, but you can be ripped apart. That whole thing, and then she explains the whole they're connected and it's just showing how it was fucking that was great. That was so good. Like, just giving us that little moment to be like this is what it is. Let me explain it to Ellie and also explain it to you, the viewer. Great stuff. The museum scene. Now listen, because prior to that, the museum scene, obviously you're going through in the game, you're going through the building that's sort of hanging on its side, and that's where you get your first clicker in there. So the museum scene is later on and all that sort of stuff. But that but again, I remember my first time experiencing a clicker, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" My little brother only experienced a clicker not that long ago when he was playing it, and he was like, "Oh, whoa, oh," he was losing his shit. It's one of those things that you need to, you have to be strategic about because you haven't got the. If I had unlimited like amount of gun, like as in bullets and shells from my shotgun, bam, be great. But you have to be smart about it. So you sneak in, and you're like. And that's what the whole with the museum felt like. It felt like even in the game when you get past that, and throughout the whole game, you need to be more smart and strategic about it. And then before them going in, checking it out, that's smart. Again, I didn't think like something like because they connected the scene if it's dead, if the vine's dead, and then obviously they're in there in the end, like after it collapses, they're like that's when they're fucked. And you hear the sound. Oh my god, the sound! But I felt that fear that I was afraid to breathe and make noise. Even when I was playing the game, when I'm watching this, I was like, and they had the right camera angles, they had the right amount of darkness. They didn't overdo it on the clickers, doing like as in like their whole sort of like noise. They kept it going. The camera work they used with them going like the flashlights on them and it was fucking horrible in the sense that I was like but sorry, but even like let's put it this way, in the game I'm right next to a clicker and I'm like sort of like got my flashlight on as well, and I'm like these fuckers can't see shit, but then I make a small sudden movement and then it's like and they're coming at you. These ones look more aggressive, more in tune with the bodies because the clickers are like the game like that towards you, whereas this one's like like super fucking sail like and they look unreal. They take a lot more bullets as well because I again only just playing it. I think a 2-shot with a revolver to the head is what killed them fairly quickly. So they seem a little bit more sort of jacked up, but again we're on episode 2 and my neck is still slightly hurting. Like it's been a while, my neck's still hurting. Wow. we're in for an absolute treat. The whole thing, the whole scene in the museum, the fear I felt through Ellie, even Joel silently putting the bullets into his fucking pocket so then he can get more out. I love it. That line, but man, you can't deny that view. See, in the trailer, I thought that was going to be another scene, and I think a lot of other people did as well. So I'm not going to ruin the scene for later on if it does come in, and I'm fairly certain it will come in because it's a sensational fucking scene in the game. But yeah, so just that's what I thought. But that line, the fucking Capitol building, everything being as it is, like it gets to the Capitol, and there's a little part of me I thought like because they can change things, can't they? And they have done some stuff like that already. And like for example, if you've watched The Walking Dead, I've read the graphic novels. They change things from the graphic novels in the show because they're like, we'll just mess around and we'll do what we want. So I sort of, there's a part of me that was like, oh, do you think they might just let Tess go a little bit further? Do you think that? And no, they didn't. There's a little part of me, but that whole thing with her, they gave them more relationship in the sense that she even said herself, like, you didn't want to feel the way I felt, so I let that bit, like, she was, I'm right in thinking that, right? But yeah, she get there. They gave more to relationship to her and him, and it was nice. You could see him heartbroken. But again, it's Joel. He's a bit of a hard bastard. And I wasn't going to say bastard. I was going to say another word. He's a bit sort of like yeah, he's got a hardened core, and that's because he has a broken heart for 20 years. But yeah, he's and you could see he's just a. But there's nothing he can do about it because he's her attack dog, and now she's trying to focus his gaze, as in like help those that you can on McConnor. And that was a great scene between them, her trying to helping to inspire him, for him to realise. Ellie realising Joel before Joel does as well. Yeah. Great scene. And they changed it, because in the game, it's Fedra, isn't it? It's Fedra that comes after them, yeah, because they killed me. In the game, we escaped the guards, but they're proper trying to find us from QZ. Like, in this one, they just killed that one bloke and that was it. So they had to find another way to make them come into the infected for them to, they couldn't come in, they wouldn't come into the infected zone. So it makes sense that they decided then to kill that one that was alive, and then bam, it's the infected coming. Then that scene of the infected noticing her, like I said, all she had to do was just go grenade, bam, and it would have done the exact same thing. It would have done the exact same. Why did she focus on the fucking lighter? But that scene with the thing coming up, getting into her face, and then oh, that was horrible. It was horrible, but it was so good. I honestly thought she might not do it, and that would have been okay. Like, I obviously would have been like, oh no, Tess, she didn't go out a hero like she did in the game. In the game, the Fedra turned up, but she killed a bunch of them, but then she ended up getting killed anyway. So, but in this one, I was like, if she didn't, I'm like, not everything works out, and that's what this game does. This game isn't like, it's not a fairy tale. Sometimes shit doesn't happen right. A lot of the time it doesn't. So you just have to adapt. And at that point, if she couldn't get it going, I would have like, shit, yeah. Right, but again, she could have just used the fucking grenade and I would have done the same thing. But yeah, and then obviously seeing Joel taking away Ellie as well, and her saying like, I'm not leaving her as well, and then outside him blowing up, seeing the all blow up, now and there goes Tess, somebody he's known X amount of years, and he's just like, yeah, let's go. There goes Joel, and is leaving Ellie, and then Ellie's having to then that's another person that's died in front of her, and she's just have to. Let's go, I guess. She yeah. So it's different episode. For a different episode for the first one, but still just as good. Just top tier quality. I know what comes next in the game, whether they go that route, which I hope they do. We'll see. But yeah, I'm again excited for Monday mornings, getting up at the crack of dawn, and I'm watching this. I think next week let's see. Next week I am in work at 8 a.m, which means that I'll probably start my reaction at about 6 a.m. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I overall, guys, great fucking episode, and I can't wait for more. So I'm going to leave it there. If you liked the video, please like the video. Comment down below what you thought of this episode. What did you think of the change of Tess's like sort of sacrifice? Is there anything that you appreciated more this episode, or didn't appreciate as much as you did in the game? Just let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. Comment down below. That'd be great. If you like these types of videos, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell, get a notification every time I upload. There's different videos around here with reactions to do with me, react to a bunch of other stuff. There's reactions I'm doing with my little brother for Doctor Who, and there's reactions I'm doing with my friend Josh, who's never seen any of the MCU films. So there's a bunch of other reactions. Have a wee look around. Something might take your fancy. But other than that, guys, I'll see you out there.